Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a deep dive into something called the Amore Learning School. It's an idea that's really asking us to rethink what a school can even be in this day and age. It's a completely online global school, and we're going to break down exactly what that means and how it all works.
So let's just start with their vision, because it says a lot. It's not just about grades and tests, it's about the whole child. And the words that really jump out here are joy and balance. You know, that right there sets a very different tone, a really student-focused philosophy that you'll see is kind of woven into everything they do.
Okay, so at its heart, what is Amore Learning School? Well, it's way more than just a website with videos. It's a fully accredited school. That's a big deal. It means they meet some serious international standards. And that phrase, built for today's learners, that really hints at a flexible, forward-thinking approach to education.
Their motto is learn anywhere, achieve everywhere. And honestly, that kind of says it all, doesn't it? It's a simple but really powerful idea that's at the very center of their identity. It's a promise that your zip code doesn't have to limit your access to a high-quality, structured education anymore.
So they call themselves a new kind of school. What does that actually mean? Let's get into the specifics of what really sets them apart from the school you and I probably remember.
What's really interesting here is how they mix structure with flexibility. So on one hand, yeah, you've got a globally recognized curriculum. But on the other hand, and this is key, it's all delivered through live, interactive classes. We're not talking about just watching pre-recorded videos. The flexible timings, that's huge for families in different time zones or for kids who are, say, serious athletes or artists. And while they're looking ahead with things like STEM and AI, they're also focused on right now with counseling and well-being support. It's that complete package that makes their approach pretty unique.
Okay, so let's get to the academic heart of the school. What are students actually learning and what different paths can they take?
So this is definitely not a one-size-fits-all situation. The main idea here is choice. So whether a family needs a curriculum that lines up with India's CBSE board, or the flexibility of something like the National Institute of Open Schooling, that's NIOS, or a completely international track, Amore offers that pathway. And notice, it's not just about core school. They've got exam prep and language training too, turning it into a real all-in-one learning hub.
For any parent, clarity is just everything. In this table, it lays out the age requirements with zero confusion. It might seem like a small detail, but it really shows a commitment to being transparent and organized. So if your child is 6 years old by March 31st, they're good to go for grade 1. It's simple, it's clear, and it's efficient.
All right, so the school sounds pretty interesting. But how do you actually get in? Let's walk through the practical side of it all and just demystify the whole admissions process.
As you'd probably expect, the entire admissions process is handled online, right through their Learning Management System, or LMS. It's all broken down into 4 really clear steps. You apply online, upload your documents, do a virtual interaction, and then you confirm. The whole thing is designed to be totally seamless and accessible from literally anywhere in the world. And that leads to the next logical question, right? You're ready to go, so what stuff do you need to have ready to apply? The list is pretty standard stuff. Birth certificate, report cards, photos, you know the drill. But check out that last one, a device readiness declaration. Now that is a modern requirement for a modern school. It's just making sure that every student has the basic tech setup they need to actually succeed online right from day one.
Now let's zoom out a bit, because Amore isn't just a school, it's a community. And because it's online, that community is truly global.
This list really drives home just how international their reach is. They've got a strong presence in India, the UAE, and the whole Gulf Cooperation Council, the GCC region. But they also reach into Africa, in places like South Africa and the DRC. Just think about that. It creates this incredibly diverse student body where kids are learning alongside peers from totally different cultures.
Now this is a powerful mission statement. It's one thing to say you're a global school, but it is a completely different thing to actively try and bridge that opportunity gap. This quote is really the why behind their scholarship program in the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
And this isn't just some standard scholarship either. It's designed to be incredibly flexible. It's a 3-month language program that actually blends online learning from home in the DRC with in-person training in the UAE, and students can pick the path that works best for them. This is a real, tangible example of that commitment to making education accessible for everyone.
So what's the foundation holding all of this together? Let's take a look at the school's core commitments to quality, to safety, and to academic standards.
Now, these aren't just buzzwords. Things like accreditations from the International Education Accreditation Council, the IEAC, or getting an ISO certification, that means they are being held to external, global standards for pretty much everything. And for parents, that provides a really crucial layer of trust and accountability.
In an online school, safety and safeguarding is absolutely everything, and Amore tackles this head-on. They have a zero-tolerance policy that is specifically aligned with major child protection laws in places like India and the UAE. For any parent, knowing that this kind of framework is in place is absolutely critical.
Just one number here, but it speaks volumes. The school requires a minimum of 75% attendance. So what does that tell us? It tells us that while the model is flexible, it is not casual. There's a very clear expectation for students to show up and participate, which ensures that the academics stay rigorous. But you know, at the end of the day, it all comes down to the student's experience. This testimonial right here, it cuts right to the heart of what every parent and teacher is hoping for. A kid who isn't just learning, but is actually excited to learn. Getting a kid excited about homework, that's the goal, right? And that kind of leaves us with this one big question. Amore Learning School is really challenging our old ideas of what a school has to look like. It's a world of live classes, global classmates, and real flexibility. But it's all built on a solid foundation of quality and safety. So the question isn't just about online versus in-person anymore. It's about what kind of environment is truly the best one for a child to grow in today's world.